Let me introduce you to Bo Miles, a unique and likable guy. Everyday life, friends and family makes up the artist's dream.
All right, here we are. We're just gonna jump right in it. It's been a long time. This is gonna be raw. It's not gonna have any intro, any outro. I'm just jumping back in. I'm gonna give a little brief history, of what what's been going on. I mean, a lot has happened since our last episode, which I believe it was like maybe a year to 2 years ago was the last episode. And what happened was Fid, the co-host, he moved away, and we wanted to maintain the integrity, we wanted to maintain the quality of the podcast, because we were doing it live, we were doing it right in front, we were right next to each other, right in front of each other. Just talking and shooting the shit, just having a good time. And he actually moved into Ohio. And, we were trying to figure it out. I believe we even used Zoom. This is 2 years ago. We used Zoom, and because that's what we used to record our episodes with like Thunder and Louis Starr. He was the last episode. We used Zoom to record those episodes. So we tried to go ahead and record one, just me and him on it, to just kind of see how it was going to work and how everything went. At the time I was teaching. So I was teaching in elementary schools in the Charleston, West Virginia area. I was a music teacher. Your boy was getting it in, you dig. So we're doing that. He moved, and I want to say maybe a little, so I'm teaching, and we're still talking, we're still talking on the phone, and maybe, I don't know if it was a year or what, but eventually, I had a nervous breakdown. I don't even know if it was a nervous breakdown. I don't know if it was a midlife crisis. I don't know what it was, but ultimately, it just was teaching. I just did not like it. I didn't like being in a classroom. It's just felt like I was just in a box for 6 hours or however long. And, I just didn't like it. I just really didn't like it. And I remember I was driving to work one day, and I was just thinking, man, what if I just swerve right off the road and just crash, right? So that road, it was more like I would say it was more like a easy road or a less traffic road. And if I swerved off the road, I would just rolled off to open field. It wasn't going to be like I was going to die or anything. And those ideas and those thoughts started to really grow inside of me. And then I felt myself driving on a highway, on an interstate, 4-lane traffic. It was probably 3 lanes. I mean, Charleston, West Virginia, they could have 4. So it's 4-lane traffic, heavy, thick traffic, big tractor trailers, and I'm getting these thoughts. What if I just turn the wheel hard right and just boom, just crash and die? And I remember speaking with my boss about it. And bear in mind, I really don't know how this episode is going to go. I'm just jumping back in. I'm just getting back in. I'm just kind of getting you guys caught up. So it is what it is. You dig? Let's jump back in. So I tell my boss, my current boss at the time, and he was like, whoa, man, if you have these ideas, you should check yourself in. You should check yourself into a hospital, man. Like that's not cool, you know. So eventually I had the idea again. So on my way to work, I just got off the next exit, which would have took me to the emergency room, and I just checked myself in, and, you know, I was just crying, and it was just crazy. It was really crazy, and I just felt, it's like, all right, so I felt like killing myself. I felt like, and I felt like this before. Like, I felt like that when I was 17, and I felt like I had nowhere to go. I felt like my life wasn't going anywhere. I felt like what am I going to do? What am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do with my life? I was working at Checkers fast food restaurant, which I had a really good time working there. I know that I prefaced this by saying this was another time I felt like killing myself. But I really enjoyed working at Checkers. But as a kid, I mean, you're 17 and you're looking at your life and you're saying, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I could become a manager and then work my way up, maybe become a GM. But it's like, man, I really don't want to do that. I mean, look at the hours I'm working as a kid, which was more at the time back when I was grinding it out. I mean, I was working like 40 plus, you know. I'm working 40 plus hours as a kid, and I'm looking at the managers. They're working maybe 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week. The GM's probably putting in 60 to 70 hours a week. And I just was like, man, where's my life going? So I thought about ending. I thought about going to my pool, because at the time I was living in a condo with me and my dog. We had got to this condo, and this is in Baltimore. So we're outside of Baltimore. It's like Glen Burnie. No, that's where I worked at Checkers. So this is Rolling. What area is it? Owens Mills. So this is around the Owens Mills area, and so we're there, and I just felt like, yo, man, what am I going to do? Right? So I was like, look, I just go to the pool and just drown myself. But I almost drowned when I was a kid, and that sucked. Like, man, that feeling, it was horrible. It was a horrible feeling. So I remembered that. I was like, nah, I'm not going to drown myself. I don't have any weapons. I don't have any guns. Like, if I had a gun, maybe I would have shot myself in the head. I don't know. It was crazy. So that was the first time. Then we get to this time, I'm teaching, and I just didn't like the direction that I was going, just being in that classroom day in, day out, just wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I'm about to hit the city. Like, nah. You get up, you brush your teeth, you go through the routine, you wash your face, you get on the road, you get to the class, you get to the school, and I had lunch duty on some days. So, I mean, every day, because I rotated between two schools. So every day you had lunch duty. Breakfast, I guess it's breakfast duty. So you're just greeting the kids, and you're making sure that they're not fighting or they're okay. It's elementary school, so it's not hard. Middle school and high school, I think middle school would probably be the toughest. Middle school is going to be the hardest, but elementary school, it was light work. You get there, you know, the kids need somebody to open their cereal, or somebody to do whatever. I mean, it was real sweet. So it wasn't the kids that was killing me inside, and it wasn't my coworkers, because I like my coworkers. I like them. I like seeing everybody and the eye candy, you diggies. So that wasn't the problem. It was just just that class and just going there every day, just doing the same thing. I mean, it was a monster. It was a real killer. So I checked myself in, and then once I got out, I believe at that point, I think that maybe they keep you there it was 3 to 5 days, I guess. And I got back into the routine. So after I got out, I don't even know if I went to counseling. I don't think so. I don't think I went to counseling. Maybe I did. Maybe I had a few sessions, but it wasn't a lot. I didn't go for like a year. I didn't have a year full of counseling. And so I'm in, I get out, I'm back in the classroom, and eventually, I don't know if it was a year after or what, I don't know, but at some point I just made the decision, like, I just can't do this. Like, I need to be out. I just can't do it. So I told my boss, like, look, and they say you shouldn't quit in the middle. I think that was my teacher. What do they call it? It's like a person who just check on you, and they kind of mentor you through your year. Your first, I think it's like maybe your first 5 years. So she said, look, you can't quit in the middle of the year. You at least got to wait till the end of the year. But I think I quit maybe in October. So school had started back up, and then I quit. So I started working as a salesperson. So I'm doing sales, which I'm out. So I'm in my car, and you had to go. I'm selling like magazine placement, so magazine advertisement, trying to get these companies to put an ad in this magazine. So I'm out and about, and then eventually, like, that didn't work. So I was going hard, but look, when you're an adult, you just need that money coming in. Like, you just do. You need that money. It's just no way around it. Like, the bills, they're not waiting for you. They're not, hey, I mean, jumping timeline. I mean, if it would have happened like now, this would have been a perfect time, actually. But I didn't make it till now, because this would have gave me time to kind of put things in place and get things in order. I didn't have that type of time, so I couldn't just stay doing this sales job, which I knew that it would take like 60 to 90 days before I would see a return. Like, I knew that, but I just didn't have 60 or 90 days. So I started doing cabling. I started working with Suddenlink. So I'm a cable installer, right? I'm going just around the city of Charleston, mainly in other areas, Sissonsville. I can't even think of these towns, but this is where I'm working. I'm installing cable. I'm crawling under the house. I'm going up in the attic. It really wasn't that bad. Then I started going into areas where there's known racism. I'm not experiencing it though. So I never experienced any racism. I came across people with rebel flags and all types of stuff, but they were good to me. I remember one family, I went under the house, like the way they wanted their cable, they wanted it in a certain room, but nobody would do it. So I went under the house in the rain. I mean, it's muddy. It's just nasty. I go under there and I fix it for them the way that they want. And I just remember them just being so happy. Like, man, they was just so happy. And the guy even offered me some guns. He was like, look, if you ever need anything, you need AKs, you need any AR-15s, you need Glocks, 45s, whatever you need, 40 cals. Like, so he opened the door. Look, man, I got weapons. What you need? And so, I never experienced any racism. I were able to face a lot of my fears. I had a fear of heights, that this job definitely will put you in the face of that fear. You're going to be up 30, 40 feet. You're going to be up 30, 40 feet up in the air, installing, cutting wire, doing whatever you want to do. So that's going to be crazy. So the job definitely afforded me the ability to confront those type of fears, and I was able to get through it. Ultimately, I felt that I just felt like I was being taken advantage of. That line of work, you're working for a contractor. Now, there are a few jobs where you can actually get in with the company. You can get in with Suddenlink and become a Suddenlink employee. But where I stood, I was not going to be a Suddenlink employee. But eventually I was going to get that opportunity. So, I'm speaking with my contractor. I'm like, look, I mean, how about Suddenlink just pay me directly? Like, why is there a middleman? Why am I working under somebody when I could just be working for myself? And eventually I can get some workers under me. That was the thinking, right? But that system wasn't set up for that. It was set up for, you have Suddenlink. Suddenlink deals with the company in tech, and what else? It was maybe 2 or 3 different companies, right? In tech. Man, I can't think of the other ones. So you would either work with them, and then they would get the guys like me. I'm trying to just cut Intech out of it, and it's just me and Suddenlink who has this relationship. But of course, they wasn't having that. So I'm like, look, man, I mean, I am spending all of this time, and I believe I got it to where I was making maybe close to $1,000 a week. But you was hustling, and you was working hard from the AM to the PM. The want work, they can see him when I see him. Like it was grueling. I remember one job, I was out to maybe 11 or 12, and I mean, there was a few jobs, especially when you first start. You're out there by yourself, and man, it was grueling. It was grueling. So eventually, I left that, and then I started working with FedEx, and FedEx was cool. It was you were that's where I'm at now, just in a different town. So, but you're FedEx. You just gotta learn the city. I really didn't know the Charleston area like that. I mean, I knew just a few places, but eventually I got to where I know this area. I'm good to go. I can just drive, just autopilot, and just build up, right? While all of this is happening, then Fid has a stroke. So I want to say that was the first thing, because it's these medical conditions. I mean, they're tough. They're really tough, and it just brought to the light, like, we just have to be healthy. We just have to be healthy. There's no way around it. You got to take care of yourself, right? Which Fid was doing. But I think, like all of us, you're not really thinking about it. You're not really thinking that you're going to have a stroke. You're not thinking that you're going to have a heart attack, or you're going to have a seizure, or you're going to have, like, you're not thinking about these things. And then when they happen, then what? So that's what we were dealing with, that, right? So he's in recovery at the time because he wasn't even talking. So I didn't have any communication with him. I didn't have none. My dog Fid is just away somewhere. I don't know if he's even dead or alive. I mean, he can't even respond. And I mean, that was crazy. That was crazy. And eventually he got better. I want to say maybe 6 or 7 months later, after that, he was in a position where he could talk. So we picked up our relationship back, and we started talking, and I could just hear him getting better and better and better and better. And so Fid he's doing good. He's doing a lot better than what he was, but he's definitely challenging, and especially with Corona and just all of this stuff, man, it's just crazy. So while all of that is going on, then I found out my mom is sick. So we found out that her heart is really bad. It's probably working at like 20%. So this is before Corona. So we're in the hospital, and then I want to say she gets sick again around the Corona time. So she's sick around Corona, and nobody can see her. She's even freaking out. Hey, what's going on? And we moved. So the second time, once she got sick around Corona, we moved from the state. So she's in West Virginia. We moved to North Carolina area, and we can't even see her. So, I mean, that's crazy. So I'm working at FedEx. I'm learning this new place. I don't know North Carolina. I don't know anything. I don't even know. I got a GPS how to get home, how to get to work, how to get to these stops. I mean, it's just crazy. And I want to say, almost a month ago, she died. So I'm driving, and they call the doctors call. I'm like, look, you just call my wife. She handles all of this stuff. I'm just driving right now. I really don't have the time. He's like, well, we need to talk. The doctor needs to talk to you. So I'm like, all right. So, okay, the doctor needs to talk to me. Okay, let's just go ahead and spit it out. He's like, look, man, you probably want to pull over. I'm like, look, I already know just by you saying that it's going to be some bad news. So just go ahead and tell me what it is, and we'll get it popping. I'll be up there and take his, I'm just thinking, okay, it's going to be something bad. Maybe her heart is bad. She's on some ventilator, or, I'm not thinking about her being dead. So I pull over close to the job, and then he's like, telling me the story, man. She went to the bathroom, and then when she came back, she started shaking. So the nurse thought maybe she was having a seizure. But me being the G that I am, Dr. G, I knew that she went into cardiac arrest. He didn't say that, but he was saying that he knew that it was cardiac arrest. So they started with the medicine, I guess whatever type of medicine that they would use. That's what he started with, and just trying to, I guess, stabilize her, put her in a stable position. But she didn't make it, and she died. And, I mean, it was like, boom. It just crushed me. I just started crying. It was just devastating. Like I said, it was like a month. I mean, it's really still fresh. Like, sometimes I'll be driving and I'm about to cry, or I'm doing something else and I feel myself about to cry. So it's still fresh. I mean, it's just crazy, right? Like that, losing your mom. I mean, it really, like that feeling. It is a crazy feeling, and I think it's like, cause I mean, I've had like my dad. I remember, my dad died. I wasn't there. I was in school at the time. I didn't even know. I just came home Christmas and came to see him. And his sister, I called. Sister told me. You feel me? So I don't think I didn't speak to nobody after that, and that was hard. But my mom, I was seeing my mom every week, or talking to her, every couple weeks, and seeing her, every few weeks. So, and, we had a routine. Okay. I would go, make sure her rent, her bills were paid, make sure everything's okay. If she needed to eat, if she needed, just whatever she needed. So there was a routine established with her that I didn't have with my dad when he passed. So it's like, boom, all of that is done. Like, no more routine. I mean, it's just real crazy. It really is. And I don't think that a person would feel that feeling until it happens to you. It's very, very crazy. So that's pretty much what's been going on. So now I'm working with FedEx. I'm doing maybe 10-hour days now, trying to get that down. I'm out the house for 12 to 13 hours just from your actual drive time. Fed, he's recovering. So I don't know. I don't know if Fed will be back. I hope he will, but this stuff takes time. I'm going to be dropping episodes every week. Just kind of touching on certain things, and eventually I'll get guests, and maybe I'll get a co-host, another co-host. You just never know. I'm not really worried on the format of things, but I definitely want to get back into this and just start podcasting again. Just because, why not? Right. Why not? It's a lot of the race thing has been popping. So that's crazy. We got George Floyd. We have a lot of more murders that happened since Mike Brown. I think that was maybe a few years ago. So it was a lot of deaths that happened between then and now. But the whole George Floyd, it just kicked off this Black Lives Matter and protesting, and we got coronavirus, and we have all different types of theories, and it's just crazy, right? The landscape is crazy, and so I'm going to be dropping something every week. I don't really know how long the episodes are going to be, and so I'm not really going to have any expectations, but I will have an intro and an outro, which I still have my let me introduce you to Bo Miles, right? So I might open up with that and then close out with the same thing, but it'll be it'll be just the music. So I'll put that in post, so you guys will hear it when it first start up, but I won't have the all the above. That was a good track, but I don't want the intro to be too long, right? Let me introduce you. Welcome to Bo Miles. That let me introduce you to Bo Miles. That was for an album, and I released that album too. I released it maybe a year ago. So I might even do the one after this will be just that music. That's the music that I put together in 2006. So I think that's what we'll do eventually, and then we'll drop something. So I'm guessing it'll be once a week, but it might be twice a week. Well, we'll see. I'm not really gonna worry, but it's gonna probably be. I'm gonna wait for a week and just kind of see how I feel. That'll let me know how often I'm dropping. I want to say, but I'll still be doing one a week, and unless something kicks up. So that's that. You guys want to? Let's see. Follow me on Twitter I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull all that stuff together. So I'm sure that I have it in my notes, because I created a note page where I would talk about the stuff. So I'll do that, and I'll have to find it. Then that way at the end I can just say, follow me here, follow me there, follow me everywhere, follow me, that yellow brick road, the yellow brick road. So we'll get some stuff together, but right now it's okay. Don't worry, you don't have to follow me. I know I'm on Twitter, I'm like Bo Miles, and Instagram I want to say I'm like Patzer. So I'm definitely doing a lot of gaming, a lot of teching. So, I'll be talking about that, just talking about all types of stuff. So I really don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but it'll shape itself. It'll form and become something. So, so we're back, I'm back. Fid is with us. He's back too. He's just not going to be on the mic, for a while, until he feels comfortable. And then we'll get him on the ones and twos, but he's still with us, so we're back. Okay, it's been 2 years. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. All right, and we out.